Money isn't real. It's just a piece of paper. Yet you accept money from strangers without any questions. You trust it as a universal fact. In fact, you trust it so much that this understanding is even stronger than promises, kindness, or even human relationships. Money has become a unanimous truth, despite being a mental construction. That alone makes it worthwhile questioning. So how did something so abstract gain so much power? Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be exploring this topic. What is money? And to explore such an abstract topic in depth, we need to first try to formally define money. Economists typically define money by function rather than essence. It's generally regarded as a medium of exchange, which allows us to trade without banter, a unit of account allowing us to measure and compare values, and also a store of value that allows us to store wealth over time. But this still doesn't explain why it's trusted, only how it's used. So to understand this, I need to first introduce you to the idea of social facts. So think of gravity for a second. It exists independent of humans, so its purpose hasn't been determined by us. On the other hand, entities like money are what philosopher John Searle calls social facts, because they exist only because we collectively agree they do. But money didn't always exist. It has human history. The textbook origin for money is commonly known as the barter myth, which explains that humans used to initially trade goods directly, but barter was very inefficient and also quite confusing. Imagine trying to exchange gold coins for rice. How much rice would have an equal value to one gold coin? That's very hard to decide on the spot when bartering. So over time, a currency was developed, the solution. But is it as simple as this? Well, anthropologist David Graeber famously challenged Spartan, arguing that large-scale barter economies rarely existed and that early societies relied more on credit, obligation, and long-term social trust. For example, Mesopotamia used silver as a unit of account, not coins. Debts were recorded socially rather than systematically. So money just formalized existing obligations. Why is money so useful for the modern world then? The main advantage of money is scale. As we discussed earlier, it allows cooperation between strangers, since you don't need to trust intentions, only the system. In addition to this, there are several economic benefits of money, such as enabling specialization, increasing productivity, supporting long-term supply chains, and also allowing long-term planning, so savings and investments. Psychological benefits of money are also immense because it reduces the uncertainty of barter, removes moral negotiation from every exchange, and also makes behavior predictable. Although this abstraction increases commercial efficiency, it decreases human understanding, and that was exactly the main concern behind the making of this video. As of now, we've looked at the origin and advantages of money, but now I'll start to explain the serious drawbacks of the system. First of all, this results in value distortion. This is because money measures price rather than value, so things that can't be priced become invisible. Morally, money rewards efficiency, not goodness. It replaces profitability with ethical judgment, but these aren't even the main consequence. The most significant drawback of money is that ironically it is unknowingly causing immense suffering to the very people who made it. What do I mean by this, you ask? Well, think about poverty and why we are struggling to solve it. What's the main reason? That's right, money. But who made the money? Us. So by basically saying that we don't have enough pieces of paper which we ourselves assigned an artificial value to, even if it means that the very people who made money are dying for it and suffering serious consequences. This idea is deeply disturbing and makes one wonder the following. Can't we look beyond this money? What if the social trust we put into money actually went into helping others? Unfortunately, things aren't as simple as that. This is because emotions like love and trust can't be standardized, nor can they be enforced. Also, emotional reliance is unsustainable because it's very hard to quantify or scale. So, the issue clearly isn't to abolish money. Without money, the world would be absolute chaos. We'd lose all coordination and our civilization would be in a lot of trouble. But what I am saying, though, is that money is a beautiful example of human capability and how we, as humans, have the cooperation needed to make or break systems. We can naturalize or neglect anything. So if we normalize love, putting even 1% of the trust in it that we put into money, society can transform extremely fast. Poverty can end, crime rates can drop, environmental issues can be controlled. As a wise man once said, what we value is what we become. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.